So now let's take a look at a sample playbook. So I'm inside my source machine, and we had already created the inventory file in the hosts file, and I'm inside etc Ansible folder. So I'm going to create a YAML file over here, which will be our playbook. So let's just call it myplaybook.yaml. Now, first thing that you know is it has to start with 3 dashes. And after that, we'll write our plays in this. And to write our first play, we have to write a dash and then a space. You cannot forget the space. And then I'll write host and example over here. We'll be using the example group from our inventory file for this play, and playbook can contain multiple plays. So here we are just going to install MySQL, and another tag is become yes and become method sudo. So become yes is basically asking Ansible to run this play with escalated privileges, and the method used for that would be sudo. So basically all the commands will be ran with sudo. So we are going to run all the tasks with inside this play with escalated privileges. So now let's write the tasks. Now again, it has to be indented, the task. So what the task is going to be performing should be indented. So I'll do dash name. So every task should have a name, or it's a good practice to have a name. And so I'm going to write ensure MySQL is installed, and name of the module will be yum, and name equal to MySQL server, and the state would be latest. So what this will do is it will check whether MySQL is installed or not, and if it's not, it will install it. Then I'm going to write another module which will check whether MySQL is running or not, or it will ensure that MySQL is running. And I've given the name, and the module would be service, and we are going to check whether the MySQL daemon is running or not, and the state would be started. So this is our play that we have written in tasks. So we could write multiple plays. So right now we are just going to keep it simple and write one play, but in future examples we are going to see example where we'll be writing multiple plays with multiple servers and groups and everything, more complex example. But this is just a simple example of how to write a playbook and a play inside a playbook. So I'm going to save it and run it. So now all I have to do is use Ansible Playbook, and I can use the name of the inventory file as host and name of my playbook. So now it's running the task whether MySQL is installed or not, and you can see it's changed. Basically it meant that it was not installed, and it installed MySQL. And in the next task you can see that MySQL is running. In that task it changed the status from stop to running. And then there's a recap section which says how many tasks were run, because Ansible runs a setup task in the beginning, and how many states were changed. So you also get a recap over here. So this is a basic example of how to create a playbook, how to write a play in the playbook, and then how to run the playbook. And in future we're going to look at more complex examples with playbook, but this is just to get you started with playbook